London, 1888. A series of brutal killings shook the streets of Whitechapel. The killer was never found, and the world would come to know him as the Jack the Ripper murders. But what if the killer wasn't a stranger, but a hero?
A theory has circulated for years, claiming that Rizal, the Philippine national hero, and the Jack the Ripper were the same person.
These details seem convincing, but are they evidence or just coincidence? From academic inspiration to online circulation, the story evolved not as historical fact, but as a modern myth shaped by imagination, media, and storytelling. Inspired by historical works, particularly those of historian Ambeth Ocampo, and influenced by modern media like the BBC Sherlock series, Ong reimagined history into fiction, describing it as a pastiche Sherlock adventure with Rizal as his nemesis. Not all myths begin in history books. Some are born in modern storytelling, where fiction spreads quickly through digital spaces. One of the most intriguing fictional ideas to circulate online is the imagined encounter between Jose Rizal and Sherlock Holmes, set during the terrifying period of the Jack the Ripper murders. The concept later gained wider public attention after being featured by major Philippine news organization, GMA News, bringing it from niche literary discussion into mainstream awareness. This concept was developed in a horror short story by Filipino author Wincy Ong, included in the ebook collection Tales for a Rainy Season, which features multiple horror narratives inspired by history and imagination. What began as a creative exploration of history and fiction soon spread across online platforms, blogs, and reader discussions, where audiences shared and reinterpreted the idea in different ways. Rizal was indeed in London, but what was he really doing? To understand the truth, we must examine the evidence. This investigation begins with primary historical evidence, records created during the actual time of events. Newspaper reports from 1888 and official police records of the Whitechapel murders document the case as it unfolded. These sources identified the victims known as the Canonical Five and record the ongoing investigation conducted by British authorities. These documents are crucial because they are first-hand accounts from journalists and law enforcement officers who directly reported and recorded the events of the time. None of these records place him at, near, or connected to the Whitechapel crime scenes. In addition to crime records, historical documents also confirm Jose Rizal's presence in London during this period. The British Museum Reading Room Register serves as an official institutional record showing Rizal's attendance and research activity. It proves that he was engaged in scholarly work, not unexplained movement or hidden activity. His annotated edition of Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas, published in 1890, further reflects his academic focus and historical analysis. The prologue written in Europe in 1889 confirms his scholarly presence and purpose during his time abroad. Even his residence at number 37 Chalcot Crescent in Primrose Hill is documented, showing where he lived and continued his intellectual work in London. During his stay, Rizal dedicated his time to intellectual pursuits, studying historical texts, writing letters, and conducting research for his reformist works. Across all verified primary sources, Rizal is consistently shown as a reformist thinker and researcher.
Despite decades of speculation, the claim linking Jose Rizal to the Jack the Ripper murder collapsed under one major problem: lack of evidence. No police record from the Whitechapel investigation identified Rizal as a suspect. No witness testimony from 1888 mentioned his name, appearance, or involvement. No forensic or physical evidence has ever connected him to any of the murders. These are not minor gaps. These are complete absence in the historical record. The entire investigation was documented extensively by British authorities. Yet, Rizal does not appear in any official file related to the case. In contrast, historical record consistently place him in academic environments, studying at the British Museum, writing reformist works, and living documented daily life in London. Because of this, the connection is not built on proof, but on coincidence. Shared initial time period overlap and speculation are not evidence. Without primary proof, witness accounts, or investigate records, the theory remain what it has been always: an unverified myth. So why does the myth persist? Because people are drawn to mystery. The idea of turning a hero into a villain creates a story too shocking to ignore. In the age of information, stories spread faster than truth. And when facts are replaced by speculation, history becomes distorted. Jose Rizal was a reformist, a writer, and a symbol of Filipino nationalism. His legacy is built on ideas, sacrifice, and truth, not on myths.
The claim that Jose Rizal was Jack the Ripper is not supported by history. It is a narrative shaped by coincidence, imagination, and curiosity.
In the end, this story tells us about our fascination with mystery, that it does with the man himself.